Hi, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Bastards postgame show. We're changing up here a little bit. It is late. I apologize for those of you that were waiting for the anger and the hatred and all the analysis coming out of this one tonight. Just able for myself to get myself settled down to get ready to roll. And I'm fortunate enough to join with a buddy that we've had on from before, Mr. Sam Berger. How are you, Sam?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
It's been quite a stretch here of worst, and I guess worst tonight with the Red Sox now losing by a final score of 13-12. We saw Chris Sale start today. I don't know about you, but going into today's game, I had zero faith in anything getting done with Sale. In a way, this game was a lot like what his opening start was for the season in a way when he got shattered by the Orioles again. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a million takeaways from this game. The Orioles own Chris Sale, first and foremost. You kind of expect 5 or 6 earned runs from him at this point. The thing that stands out to me, my friend, is 23 hits, and you lose. I've never seen that. I've been watching baseball for 45 years, and I've never seen a team have 23 hits and lose the game. And to me, the answer to that and the reason for that is all about Chaim Bloom and the fact that he established an organizational philosophy of grabbing zero pitching for this team. When you get 23 hits for your team and you lose, whether it's by 1 run and we can talk about the third base coach and what he decided to do at the end of the game, and not send Trevor Story or not, it doesn't matter. When you have 23 hits and you lose, you can't pitch. Like, what are you doing? You have no bullpen. You have no starting pitching. You have no rotation. You're lost. 23 hits. You should win by 15 runs.
Do you give Bloom more of the blame today for this loss or Cora or equal?
It's 100% on Bloom, but I'll tell you what though, Cora is not forgivable here because for the last 3 or 4 weeks, this manager has given two you know what's about this team. He really has. He doesn't care if they win or lose. He's at a point where after the game, I don't know if you know watch the post game or the highlights.
I do.
He got good job, guys, good effort. I'm proud of you. You tried, you came back, you made a comeback. You were down by 7 runs. Like that famous Boston Celtics Miami Heat end of the game where the kid was in the crowd screaming, "Good effort, good job." Yeah, that's how Cora feels these days. It's like, if you make it a game, you're doing well. You're the Boston Red Sox. This season is over. You're 7 games out of the wild card. There's no more postseason chase. Okay.
Did you hear what he said prior to the game with, I think it was Tom Caron and I think it was Pap and Jim Rice, that he was talking about why Ceddanne Rafaela hasn't been into the lineup and why they're not really going with the youth movement and everything. And he, with a straight face, was able to say, oh, well, we really aren't out of this. We actually really have a chance. How can a fan not laugh at that reaction and that comment that was made there after seeing what we see here on a nightly basis? I mean, let's be real here tonight. Even with Sale giving up six of the earned runs on he gave up, well, it was 7, but he gave up 6. This still could have been a winnable game had you decided to actually want to win this game. They punted again. They don't care. And that's what, for me at least, as a passionate fan who cares and wants the team to do well, I can't sit there and accept this. I can't.
I haven't cared for a while. I mean, because they don't care. If they don't care, why should I? It's like Cora is basically at this point where he's just sticking it to Bloom, in my opinion. He's saying, look, this is what you've given me, so this is what I'm going to put out there. He's putting out guys like I can't even pronounce their names, Weiss and Lovera, and I don't even know. Joe Jakes comes in the game. Joe Jokes is what he should be called. Yeah. He comes in the game and he hits guys left and right. these are guys where Cora comes in and he's like, look, Chaim, I don't even want this job anymore. I'm going to show
I
you
don't think
that
he does. I really don't.
I
I
don't
think he
either.
doesn't want to be there. I don't
He
blame him.
doesn't.
If this is what he gets assembled, I don't blame him either.
He doesn't, but at that point, he should quit. There's
Yeah.
no point in him being there. Even if there's 3 weeks left in the season, just say goodbye. I mean,
Mhm.
because what's the point? What do you like? What is your goal? He's gonna be gone at the end of the season. I'm convinced. Cora's
Yeah,
gone.
I am too.
I mean, Bloom should be gone. There's all the rumors about Theo and the guy from New York. I mean, I would love for either one of them to come in. Theo coming in again would be like porn for me. I mean, Theo was, we all know what Theo did for this organization.
I would take Theo back in a heartbeat.
So would
Would be
everyone.
it would be a lot of pride to be swallowed by John Henry and wallet opening.
Of course it would.
Would he open up his wallet to bring Boy Wonder back, who gave us 2004, 07 and built everything up from taking all those bad years away and making everything good again? The other rumor that I've heard for rumblings on the Theo front is with Manfred now being extended and in his, cushy role as commissioner and everything. It doesn't seem to me that it leads to Theo with any chance right now, at least in the near future, to be the next commish. Maybe down the line, but even a 5-10 year sample, I don't see that happening. I don't know what you feel on that. But I think Theo's got an itch in him, and that itch, I think, could drive him back to Boston.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why there's no signs, I should say, that John Henry is willing to spend at this point. I mean, what signs have there been? He's more interested in Liverpool than he is in any Red Sox.
Precious Pittsburgh
action.
Penguins, too.
Yeah, Penguins and soccer. He doesn't care about the Reds. And that's what pisses me off the most, is that this guy and Tom Warner and Sam Kennedy, don't even get me started on that car salesman. Like, they just don't care anymore. They've got their 4 championships. They're clearly more concerned about the minor leagues. And just one thing real quick on the minor league system, and he's so proud of how they've developed, because I haven't been on the show in a while, and I just want to mention this, is that a good friend of mine pointed out the other day that, look, of course their minor league system is in the top 3, top 4, because they're not trading anybody. Right. When you don't trade anybody, your minor league system is going to be better. When you're not getting good major league players for your minor leaguers, you're going to be in the top 3 or 4 or 5 of the minor league system. You're going to be, number 4 in Baseball America. You're going to be because you're not losing anyone. Like, what? How are you proud of that? That's what's funny. So frustrating to me about Chaim Bloom.
I couldn't really tell you the last big move that he did.
He hasn't done it. The last big move he did was Trevor Story, and how's that turned out? The guy stinks.
Joke.
He stinks. He's a joke. Just like
I think you and I, we agreed on that very early on.
I'm okay.
I'm trying to be fine. The electric chair will do me well later.
I'm embarrassed to wear this hat. Go ahead, continue.
Even when Xander was here, and there was rumors that this was it. Trevor Story was going to be the replacement, but I hated the move. I never have been a fan of Trevor Story. I'm sorry.
It was a
I'm never going to be a fan. That is a Colorado Rocky Coors Field guy.
Do you remember why they made the move? You remember why they made it, right? Because it was the end of the offseason and everyone else was making moves. They had to do something. He was the last guy available. That's the only reason they signed Trevor Story. And he stinks. He stinks. Like, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I even think that you have a Yu Chang would probably be in contention for having a higher batting average than him at the current moment.
Don't give me Yu Chang. Don't put
Yu
Chang in my face.
Right I know. It's just
Yu Chang. You're good. I mean, I can't do Yu Chang. No,
I can't either.
This is the Boston Red Sox. You shouldn't have Yu Chang and a blowhard named Trevor Story, who's hitting 175, be on your roster with no pitching staff. I'm done.
It's why we like Sam. It's why we like him. We like him to shoot from the hip, call it as they see. I have the same feelings and beliefs on how this team is just corroded this year away.
I was born a Red Sox fan, born and raised from birth. I'm a negative prick because of it, and I expect nothing but losing. And I kind of enjoy this, to be honest with you. I don't mind being miserable, but I'd like to see a summer, and they haven't given us a summer in 2021 was a lucky lucky year. They made it
It
to
was luck. I felt the same way.
right. The other 3 years they've been in last place or close to it. Only because the Yankees stink and Judge doesn't care. He got his money. That's why they stink. They have the Cashman stinks. I'm done. I'm just rambling.
So you are going for the full sweep for the Orioles tomorrow as I
Oh my God. I
transition into
mean,
that.
does it even matter at this
Right
point?
now, no.
It doesn't matter.
Let's get it. Let's get a high draft pick. Woo!
Yeah,
Let's
I
go
mean,
Worcester. Let's go Portland Sea Dogs. Did you hear they're in the playoffs?
Oh no, I know. Let's stop predicting series because Brian Bellows going tomorrow. Doesn't matter at this point. No, it doesn't.
But he's the next Pedro Martinez. Did you
Yeah.
ever hear that? Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that a few times. Yep. There's like 20
Yep.
games left. There's 7
Yep.
games out. The season's done.
Yep. Devers is the next David Ortiz, and
Look, at the end
Justin,
of the day,
all these guys. It's ridiculous.
The last thing I'll say is that they have an off season coming up, and this is the biggest off season that I can remember because if they don't replace the leaders of this organization, this team's in big trouble because they have no pitching staff, they have no organizational plan outside of build the minor league system, which means don't trade anyone. And so if they don't get rid of Chaim Bloom and they don't replace Cora is not the answer here. The only guy I want to see re-sign is Justin Turner. I think he's important to this team. I think he's not just because he's produced, but because he's a valuable leader. Everyone else in this team could go. Everyone else. Tristan Casas, great. Rookie, great. He was 0 for 5 tonight, by the way. Another unclutch performance. Rafael Devers finally hitting the ball. A little late, Rafi. A little late. And I mean, nobody can pitch. Nobody. Sale goes 5 innings every time, 6 earned runs. You have no one else in that rotation. Houck, Whitlock, they're all jokes. They're all mediocre at best. I mean, what do you have? You have Brian Bello.
Seriously, you got really no keepers. So
no, Jansen and Martin, great, but they're veterans that are going to be gone. Who else do you have? You don't have anybody. So I have no faith.
Your high 30 guys, your 35 pluses are the ones you keep. Isn't that
exactly.
Something?
Well, that's exciting.
Everybody else is a stiff.
Yeah. Baltimore, by the way, Baltimore looks, like a juggernaut right now. I mean, Rushman and Santander or whatever his name is, and Gunnar Henderson, and they have a pitching staff finally. Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. Blue Jays are garbage. Yankees are garbage, but the Orioles and the Rays look like the class of the division. You can't compete with the Astros right now. You can't. You just can't. You can't compete with them. And who's the other big team in the American League right now?
Rangers are hit or miss from everything right now.
Yeah, they're falling fast. But like Astros, Orioles. I mean, and in the West, the Dodgers and the Braves. I mean, you're not even in the same freaking class. You're not even the same. You've seen the Braves and the Dodgers. Have you seen them lately? They can't. They don't do anything wrong.
No, that's a baseball. Those are baseball teams. That's the thing.
One other thing is Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson.
Yep.
You've seen them play, right? They're pretty good.
Freddie Freeman was on my free agent list when the Braves did his thing, and they punted. They said no.
How good are those two guys? Like, you could have had Freddie Freeman. You could have if you had paid the money. Sure, and you needed a first baseman.
You did, and you passed.
You passed on one of the, if not the best positional player in the game, in Freddie Freeman. And Matt Olson, who's on my fantasy team, by the way, is having an incredible season.
It's interesting because the Braves are happy with Olson, and the Dodgers are now happy with, of course, Freddie Freeman from everything. So, unbelievable.
Mind-boggling.
Well, Sam, I appreciate you taking the time, ranting it out, getting it all that rage and everything together.
I feel better. Thank you.
Sometimes you need that for a good therapy session.
I appreciate it.
We'll hopefully have some more therapy for all of you later on. We hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you all soon.